Okay, get a late start on this, but I'm going to be looking at this tonight a little bit. So back on the Pong board, the unknown Pong board. Just probing around, I've noticed that this adder chip here has some strange looking activity on the outputs. So let me just probe one of the outputs. So there's the output there. It doesn't go low very well, does it? It's definitely not going low. So I'm going to replace that and see if that helps with anything. But when you see a signal like that, that means the chip has degraded and should probably be replaced, even if it still technically functions. So let me replace that. It's this chip right here, the 7483. Let me replace that and see if I can get any different result. The screen is still the same as last time. I'll be back. Okay, I got that chip replaced, and the outputs are looking a lot better. Let's just take a look at the one that we were looking at. So you can see there, that goes full logic level all the way down to low, to 0 volts. So, yeah, that chip definitely needs to be replaced. Not making any difference yet, but that's okay. I'll keep looking. I'll be back. All right, I'm continuing to probe on this board, and things are generally looking pretty good. I don't know what these chips are, these 9024 DCs. I'm going to look that up online. No idea what those are, probably just some sort of logic chip. We have a couple of 7405s, which are basically open collector inverters, and both of those are acting weird. Okay, so here's one of them. So that's an input. You can see on the screen, they got a waveform, and the corresponding output does not have that waveform inverted. So I'm going to replace that and see if that fixes something. There's also another 7405. Let's see if I can find it. Where did you go? This one right here. That's 7405. So that's an input, and it's floating. So the output should be low. There's the output. It's low. Input is high. Output should be low. And it's not really very low. See that? It's not going all the way down. This input should have a low, and it doesn't. It has a high. So that one's bad. I'm going to replace these two chips, and then I will be back. Okay, so I've got two brand new 7405s, one there and one there. And now we've got the ball bouncing correctly. So one or both of those were definitely bad. I suspect both of them. Okay, so now, now that we've got all the obvious problems fixed, I need to try to figure out the coin switch. I was thinking those 7405s might have something to do with it since they're open collector, but I don't know. So, all right, so the next task is to figure out how to coin up the machine using my test fixture. I'll be back. Okay, I've been testing this, and I think I got the pin out pretty much figured out. Pin 1's the video. Pin 4 and 5 are the coin switches, the normally open and normally closed coin switch. Pin 8 is a sync that normally you wouldn't use if you had a black and white monitor. The sync would be part of the video, but it's there for me to use on my monitor, so I'm using it. Pin 9 is going to be 5 volts. Pin 10 is a ground. There's only one 5 volt and one ground. There's only two wires for all the power. Unless there's something for audio. I don't know anything about audio really. Pin 11 went to 74 and input to 7400 and AND gate. That turns out to be the game start. Pin 1 is also an input to that same 7400. I don't know what it does. Pin 13 is the start button. So after you coin up the game, you push start. That starts the game. 14 and 15, not sure what they do. And then we've got the 4 pots. Pin 16 is the right rear. Pot 17 is the front left. Rear right for that one. Front left for that one. Front right for this one, for pin 18. And then pin 19 is the rear left. Pin 10 is an output, and this goes high when it's game over. So I think it's a game over LED signal. 21 is not used, and 22 I think is supposed to be the speaker, but I'm not seeing any activity. This the trace going to this pin is wider than the other ones, so it looks like a power supply. This might actually should be 12 volts. I don't know. Maybe that's why the speaker's not working for me. Anyway, not without any indication of sound on, I'm using a scope to try to find the sound. With no indication of sound, I think the board's working for the most part. So let me coin it up. If you push the coin switch once, you get 1 on the right and 2 on the left for a regular Pong, and if you hit it again, then you get 2 on the right. This tells you how many players. This, I don't know. That may be a problem. It may be a bad chip, or maybe that's just the way it is. I don't know. I've never seen this game before. Now, if I start the game, we're in a 4-player game. Okay, that's what that means. 4-player game. All 4 paddles. So let me cycle the cycle the power, and I'll do the same thing, but this time with just 1 coin. So with 1 coin, you get the 2 on the left and only 1 on the right. And then if you hit start, it's a 2-player game. Okay. So now, let me turn it off again. Now I'm going to use the select switch, pin 11, that selects the game. If you tie it low, then you get that. Okay, this is a game where if you make so many points, you get a free game. Now this has a 1 or a 2-player mode. If you push the coin switch 1 time, it's a 1-player game. You get 1 paddle. If you hit the coin switch again, you get 2 paddles. So now it's a 2-player game. And you guys collaborate. The 2 players collaborate to try to get the ball through that hole. So if I start the game now, where's my switch? All right, so if I start the game now, there you go. We've got the 2 paddles. I've tested the paddles, but not with potentiometers, just with the scope. Oh, got a point. So this number represents the score of these 2 guys, and then this over here is the number of times that you let it get by. So you let it get by 1 time, you let it get by 1 time, and now it's 2 times. You've lost the ball twice. These switches here, one of them controls the number of misses you get. It's either 11 or 15, and then that number is consistent between this free game mode and the Pong mode. So I don't know what I've got it set to now. If it stops at 11, then this switch controls the maximum score. So we're at 8, 9. Come on. 1 more. Now it should be either game over or should keep going. Okay, so it's game over. So this right here is not the number of balls. This must be a difficulty or something, like maximum speed or something. This one here controls the number of misses you get. So let me start the game again. This time with just 1 player. Let's go 2 players. So let me start it. Let's see if it goes to 15. It's unfortunate they didn't mark these switches, but one of them definitely is the number of chances you get. Let this run through. I'm not sure what this other one does. Ooh. See, the longer you play, the faster the ball goes. Sped up. Pretty neat. This game is actually pretty neat. It's not a lot to it as far as chips go. Okay, so that one didn't do it. Let me switch the other one. See, that was the one I just switched. Let me switch this one down. Coining it up. And starting. So after this test here, I'm going to try plugging it into the cabinet to see if it works. And I'm curious about the audio. There's also a little potentiometer here. I don't know what that does. I don't know if that's audio or what that is. You know, maybe that's a volume control for audio. I would doubt it, though. All right, 2 more and we'll know. Okay, so it went to 11. Okay. So this one right here controls the ball count. I'm not sure what that one does. All right, so next thing I'm going to do is plug this into the cabinet and see if we get any audio. That's when I'll return. Okay, got the game board in there, and I've been trying to get it to work. No audio. I can coin it up just like I did on the test bench. All right, and the start button works. Okay, so the coin button works, start button works, game select works also, by the way. And now I think I understand what that potentiometer on the game board is. I think it adjusts the amount of displacement the paddles have, because it's not going all the way down. That's as far as it will go right there. So I think that potentiometer has to be adjusted. So I will do that, but not tonight because it's past midnight. But yeah, we're getting there. This game's working. Monitor probably needs a little bit of adjustment. And there's no audio. And I think that's the game. I think the game board's got a problem there. Man, I sure wish I had a schematic, because I don't know where to even begin on the audio. Anyway, I looked at the wires going to the speaker. They're hooked up. And they look like they might go to the monitor. I think the monitor might have a volume control there. I'm going to have to look at other machines that are similar and see how they did that. At any rate, that's it for tonight. That's it for this video so far. There'll be another one, I guess. Man, I'm so tired I can't even speak. Anyway, hey, progress was made, and even if I don't get any further, at least the game's playable. Would like to get the audio working, though. Hey, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.